Good afternoon, everyone. So good to see all of you here. I'm really excited and nervous being here again for the induction orientation session. This is my third year where I'm here for the induction. I have been also a visiting faculty at IIEBM as well. So just to tell you, apart from all other IIMs, IITs, I have also been a visiting faculty for the year 2023, where I used to teach HR analytics folks. Yeah, so I have been very profound related to this college since last 4 years during my tenure with Tata Technologies and with Brilio and now with EY as well. I look forward to that. So first of all, welcome to all of you. Yeah. So today's topic will quickly jump onto the topic about the corporate success that starts in the year one. Why do we call it that it starts with year one? You have to understand the logic behind that. Yeah. I hope I'm audible at the last. Cool. So the logic is that when you join in an MBA college, the first year itself is very important for you. As for every journey, the beginning is very important. You need to make sure you're putting the right foot at the right time, right? And if you are all aware, the first year itself, all of the organizations hire summer interns, right? So that's where your real journey for the corporate would eventually start. So it's not that after 2 years your corporate journey would start. Eventually, from the first year itself, your corporate journey would get started, right? So if you see, the best way to predict the future is to create it. So you guys are future leaders, and it's in your hand how you are creating your future, right? So the first and foremost important aspect for you to understand while you guys are here, why you are here. You have to ask yourself, why I am here. That's the first, in the few weeks of the induction program, while you guys are here, you need to make sure you guys are able to get the answer of the question, why am I here? That's the first and foremost important thing for you to understand. Why am I here? You have to get the answer for that, which will solve the purpose of your next 2 years, right? I hope you all are here and you will finish your graduations from here itself. You are not going to move or leave the college, considering the fact that, right? So now when you get the answer, or while you're framing the answer of that, why am I here? Anybody who thinks, who knows the answer, why are you here? I believe all of you, yeah? Okay, good. So she is here to get a job in an MNC. Okay. Anyone else? Yes?
Jain sir, my name is Karthik. I am here to make myself corporate better future.
So you were not ready before? Okay. Sit down. Thank you. And you have to be, I believe all of you belong to Gen Z, right? There's no Gen Alpha here. Yeah. Somebody was raising at the back. Yeah. Your mic is not working, but while I am able to still hear you.
Jain sir, my name is Yogesh. Sir, I'm here for a better mindset, for improving my communication, my soft skills, and obviously to get a job in a good company.
Perfect. So thank you so much. Anybody else? Yeah. New skills. Okay. So anybody else? Very curious. I'm very curious to know why people have taken admissions here. Yeah. That's one of the. So you were working somewhere else? You were working somewhere else before? Okay. In which field?
I was working in BPO.
So he has the answer why he is here. Okay, yeah.
Jain sir, my name is Aritra. So I am here to uplift my career and learn management skills to improve my career too and take it to new levels.
Okay. Sit down. Yeah.
Then, sir, my name is Anuj Chokse. Sir, I am here to build my career and to improve my personality. What makes this college different is the discipline factor. So, in building discipline in myself, that's one of main reasons why I am here.
Okay. So why you are here? My question is not why are you in IIEBM, but why have you chosen MBA or this path or the journey, right? So eventually that was the question. Yeah, yeah.
Jain sir, I am Krina Patel and I'm here to understand my strengths and weaknesses to get a gist of what the corporate world in real is and to understand what kind of personality or career domain is the best fit for me.
Okay. I hope you get the answer. Yeah. Do you need mic? Or you can go ahead.
Yes. Jai Hind sir, my name is Devika Nayak. So I'm from a finance background. Also, I have worked in one of the big four in finance itself.
So then why did you thought of doing an MBA?
Yeah. So during my journey, I realized my passion, my skills that it aligned with another field that is marketing. So I took a very courageous decision to come.
So to take a pivot to your career.
Yeah, and this is a point wherein I get to dig deep into marketing, get to know about it as well as to make myself strong in the fundamentals.
Sure, understood. Thanks. So you could hear few of the answers which you would have. So understanding some of here to take a pivot. Okay, a lot of people do MBA to take a pivot to their journey. They were in engineering or some other field and they wanted to take a pivot to management because they feel now they wanted to move into a career where they can be into decision making, right? And that's why they choose your management MBA colleges and go for higher studies to take a pivot in their career, or they might be struggling in their job where they would have find it more they would have got stuck, and that's why they're taking this pivot, right? So that's the answer. I hope all of you are able to figure it out. Okay, once you figure it out, it's very important for you to create a goal for yourself, right? So have an objective, right? So all of you, the next important thing which you need to do once you are able to figure it out why you are here, next thing you need to figure it out what is your goal, right? If you're very clear while taking admission itself what is your goal and you're able to circle around it, you have solved the second problem statement or the second problem of the objective, right? So anybody who feels anybody can tell what if anybody has decided or is already have planned about their goal. Yeah.
Jain sir, my name is Mohammad Anis Khan and sir I want to become SAP SD consultant.
Oh, so you are very particular about SAP SD. Any particular reason?
Sir, I am much more interested in sales and distribution. Earlier I have also worked in a company called ABs where I have managed sales and distribution also.
Okay. So you have chosen a very specific career path and you know why you are here, and the goal is to become a SAP consultant. Right? Good.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yeah.
Jain sir, my name is Aryan Chaturvedi and I would also like to say why am I here. I am here to take the leap from personal finance to corporate finance. I am a CFP certified financial planner and now I want to get into the corporate finance. And my goal is to get into the corporate support function area of the business of a company and help them in investing, financing, or operation or of any of these particular field of a business.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So once you have figured it out, the planning phase gets much easier. Okay, so that's the next phase, which is your planning phase. So once your goals are identified, planning is important, and if you are able to plan it well, or if you have already planned it, it's really important for you. You're able to solve the second problem statement. Okay, so also understand what the corporate world is. Okay, so being in your first year itself, you have to start getting or groove yourself into the corporate industry, because majority of you would be looking to get into the corporate world, and some of you would like to have your own startups and all. You'd have your dream of becoming entrepreneurs. So you need to understand what business exposure is, what industry interaction is. Okay, so as an individual, when you are in the first year itself, you need to start figuring it out. Like someone said he wants to get into corporate finance, someone said they want to get into SAP SD. So they are very particular. So now that you already have a thought about it, the planning purpose gets much easier. So if you understand, you have to understand what exactly are the business exposure in that industry, and based on that you will be able to carve your path. Like what you will do is, you have to figure it out which are the organizations which offer SAP SD roles, right? Where do I land up into internships in those organizations? How do I land up into those organizations? So and if I have to become an SAP SD consultant, what are the prerequisites? Prerequisites, you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right? So what are the prerequisites? I need to know SAP, right? SAP SD, I need to have certification for that, and that's why you are here, so that you will get exposure and knowledge about the tool, which is SAP, right? And once you have the exposure, which is the business exposure, right, you will be able to understand how the corporate works, and based on that you will be applying for internships in some of the other organizations, right? And while you are working with them, an important quote comes is, opportunities don't happen, you create them, right? This is a very famous quote. If you break it down, you will understand you create opportunities. Okay, just break it down and realize you create opportunities. So for yourself, you have to create opportunities for yourself. So how do you do that? You do that through early career building and networking. These are the two important aspects. Okay, now how do you do networking? LinkedIn. Yeah, you connect to a lot of people through LinkedIn, right, to get a lot of opportunities into the corporate world, right? And make sure you are working hard on your profile to get the best use of the networking. If you see, your network is your net worth, right? So that's a very famous quote by Porter Gale. He says your network is your net worth, right? So if you understand or break down this, you will be able to understand in the corporate journey, if you have a bigger network, if you understand this myth, in India, lot of colleges, or the myth behind lot of student is, somebody said me they have taken admission to get a good job. The objective of studying an MBA should not be job. I mean, that's a byproduct which you will eventually, it will make you employable. Both are different. You have not taken an admission to get a job. I mean, that's the myth Indians have in the universities which India runs. But if you go outside India, there is no such scheme called placements, training and placement cell. Okay, this is in India. This scam is only in India. This is not outside India. Okay, so college is not responsible for your placements. If you go to Oxford, Harvard, Stanford, They don't have a placement cell which calls company, hey EY, can you come here? And then EY is hiring for people, or hey Deloitte, can you come? And Deloitte is doing a placement. That doesn't happen. How does it happen? Anybody knows? Yeah? Yeah, you don't need mic. Yeah.
Jai Hind, sir. My name is Akansha. In foreign countries, mostly they have cross-cultural and bigger dimensional skills and programs, which eventually let the students there develop those skills, and then they go on themselves. And
But how?
in the sense, sir, there's no restrictions. They have a lot of opportunities. Like a person doing English Lit is also an engineer, so they have that type of reference, which creates them only a niche person to be hired for a particular type of a company.
Do you need a mic?
Jai Hind, sir. My name is Satvik Gandhi. Actually, in US, exactly is the thing is they have a minimum wages. They work for part time, or they do a study for to career build up, and also they have a wages as per their wages. They have a work experience in that, and they have a credit on it like that.
Okay, anybody else?
Jain sir, my name is Yogesh Chaudhary. Sir, in abroad usually happens this is you have to grab a job in job fair, and in university you only get more employable and upskilled, and you need to grab your job through the job fairs and not through the placement drives in college.
There are no placement drives. Okay. Still, I haven't got the answer. So. How do they get into internships?
They have to search it by networking.
Yes. So that's the answer. So if you heard what Mr. Gale said was your network is your net worth. Why he was saying that? Because it's through your network you build. So there are two kind of networks. One, of course, the first point of contact for majority of the folks in US or in some of the big universities, Yale, Stanford, or whether it is Georgia universities, any such universities you take, or even in India in IIMs and all, is their alums. So they reach out to their alums for opportunities, or the alums comes and rolls out some opportunities. They have the alumni groups and all. So, but that also through a networking, you meet the alums on networking events, on some dinner events and all, which happens. And then apart from that, you apply to different organizations or companies through your networks which you build. And how do you build that? Through LinkedIn. Yeah. So you would have built your networks through meetups, through job fairs, through LinkedIn, through career fairs, or through your alum groups. But all these, what you would have done is all a part of your networking. Yeah. So that's very important for you to understand, that to get into corporate world, making your network is really important. Okay, because that is something will take you to the next level. Yeah. So the next is transitioning yourself into the corporate or the professional journey, right? So what are the key skill sets for an MBA student to get into the corporate world? These are the three important key skills. The first and foremost, and it is very important, is the leadership skill. Every MBA grad here who is admitted in this college has to eventually become a leader one day, right? And that's what you should think about it, right? I am here to become a leader, right? You will become eventually a leader or a manager in some form, but every manager is not a leader. So you need to develop a leadership skill in yourself in this 2 years of your journey, or eventually the first year itself, right? So start participating in a lot of events, fests, take active participation, or be a leader to get things organized, right? Because small steps you never realize will make you a leader. I'll give you a real example. So when I was in college, I used, when I was in first year itself, first thing first, I understood that I always wanted to participate in a lot of events. So I had the myth that in placements, when the company come, they see your certifications, which still a lot of you would have. So they don't see. Okay, so I used to participate in all the cultural fest, sports, any activities, you name it, and I would have almost these many certifications from the down till this, and almost all trophies and all. I was either first in badminton, second in shot put, third in javelin, first in 100 meter, second in 400 meters. So you name it and I was there. Okay, treasure hunt, I was there. So eventually I was there in paper presentation, state level third, our group was third. I participated in Rotary club activities, we used to call it RILA, Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. I participated for 3 days workshop. So such things, I was not realizing what I'm doing. It was making me very confident, right, in whatever I was about to do in future in my career, right? One, of course, it was helping me become a better leader, help in my communication skills, and it will also give me confidence to go and talk about what because if you understand in corporate world, one more important thing is communication and problem solving. Of course, we'll come to that. But whatever you have done, if you're not able to communicate properly, somebody else will communicate for you and he will take the credit, like your boss. If he is going to do the presentation, he will only talk and he will say, yeah, this is done, and then by the time everybody, oh, nice, and then you were in the call, or just because, or you were not even a part of the meeting because you are not going to present. But if you're a leader, you would be one who would be driving that, right? And nobody will snatch it from you. Maybe one or time you would face struggle in your corporate life because there are different type of people, and you will also learn the corporate politics once you enter there. But then eventually if you have those qualities within yourself, you are not trying to hide yourself, right, then your real leader would come. Yeah, so going back to the journey I was talking about, so eventually by third year when I reached, I became the president of the college. So I fought for elections and all. So I got a lot of confidence for all this. And by the time I reached my final year, so I was already, I participated in a lot of national level competitions, state level, national level competitions. I was a part of the university team for cricket. I was part of the one of the auto events which happens in the country. We got the first prize in the way 2010, and the cash prize was 10 lakhs those days. So that's what I was trying to build those days itself, and I never realized. And I was an engineering student, okay, not even a management student, to build all this leadership gyan and management and somebody. And those days, I hardly remember one session I attended, and some general from, I think he was captain or some flight lieutenant or something, he was there. He came for one of the session. And that was the only session I had. Okay, those days, lot of sessions like these days, you guys are very fortunate. A lot of corporates come and talk to you. Was not there. I mean, that exposure we didn't had. Yeah. So, but then now what has happened is through all those efforts or small initiatives which I took in the college, really helped me gain lot of exposure as compared to my peers. Or whichever organization I join, because of the small efforts which I put during the college itself, that are helping me in my real life problem solving, okay, or facing the organization's corporate world. So I'm able to perform well because I have put in a lot of simple small efforts during my college days itself. So that's the important aspect for you to learn, that while you are in your first year itself, Start making the impact now itself. Don't wait for second year to do everything, to turn the entire page in the second year itself. Start small, but now itself. Go for some projects, go for some certification, some internships. Everything you have to think that I need to start doing. Start with networking. That's really very important. All of you should, if you see in the, today is the second day or third day? 8th day, right? 9th day. So all of you are attending the 9th session? Yes, 9th day session. Maybe in the morning you would have one more session. So eventually you guys, so how many of you have sent LinkedIn requests to those speakers who came here? So if I open my LinkedIn, I should have at least 200 LinkedIn requests right now? Yes. Sure? Yes, sir. But I could only see 3-4 in the morning. Achha, after the session you do. Okay. So I should expect once I reach home. Okay, good. So what I was trying to tell you is, and all of you are connected to each other? Yes, sir. You are connected to her? How come? He is not connected to her. So in your classroom itself, you have not started the networking part itself. So first and foremost thing what you will do is, all of you should cross 500 connections today itself. How? What is the strength of this auditorium? 300, right? So 300, so by mistake it will happen for you. Because if you start sending to all 300, if you know, if you don't know, then there is a second point to it. But if you know each other well and all, you would have by now. Or if I would have been at your place, what I will do, I will post my scanner here, take a printout, paste it, connect to me on LinkedIn. That's it. All of you would have scanned it and then we would have got connected. That's the so start taking those bold steps and all, express yourself, be a leader. It will really help you about it, right? So leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. So if you go back and think about your goal, it is your vision, right? And how will it help you? So leadership will help you translate your goals or vision into reality. Yeah? So why corporate success matters in your MBA 1 is you're able to get clarity about your career, which some of you already have. Bridging theory and practices. Whatever in the theory you have learned, you are able to implement that in your corporate journey, right? While you are doing your internship or some project or case study competitions. All of you should participate in case study competitions, absolutely, right? That will really help you to get internships, and internship plus case studies will help you to get your first job after your MBA. First job, a lot of people would have eventually had. This would be your second or third job, but after MBA, if you want your first job, case study competitions are a must. Okay. Participate in at least 2 to 3 case study competitions. One could be individual, group, whatever. A lot of companies runs case study competitions. L'Oreal runs, Tata Group runs, EY runs, Deloitte runs, PW. I mean, you name it, almost lot of company runs. HUL runs, Coca-Cola runs, right? Pepsi runs. So all these companies runs case study competitions, right? And of course, networking opportunities and skill identification and development. Identify what are the missing skills in yourself and work on your skills to improve it, right? So these are very important points which you need to understand is, if you have to go with the real world scenario, corporate world, you need to make sure you identify the skills, do networking, identify what are the gaps with you, and plan your things and with clarity. Yeah, these are the key learning outcomes from whatever corporate sessions which you guys will have. What you need to do is you need to develop your leadership skills, communication, ethical governance, and confidence. That's very important for all of you. Yeah. So conclusion, coming from classroom to corporate mindset. So you have to shift your mindset to the corporate world. Forget about what have you all done till now. You all should start thinking how the corporate world works, right? And as I said, the corporate world needs individuals like you who should have what exactly are the qualities corporate look from freshers. That's very important, you need to know. One is agility. You need to be very agile and flexible, right? If you are agile and flexible, lot of organization would prefer to hire you. Second is, you should have lot of patience, right? Whatever you do, you should not, I know this generation people look for instant gratification. We do not wait for long for results because our span time is only 3 or 4 seconds. You know, right? A reel cannot be seen for more than 5 seconds. That's why there are hook lines. If you know the content journey, hook lines are very important there. Why? Because the span of your attention is not more than 5 seconds. So you should know in the corporate it will not work like that. You need to be very patient, right? Everything will not happen in a single day. Rome was not built in single day, right? So it takes time for you also to get into the growth journey or things ahead. You would eventually go into a phase where you have to spend enough time, right? Do not look, oh, first year I didn't got promotions, I have to move next. It does not happen like that. So you need to be patient there. You need to understand about your efforts, consistent efforts and active engagements. That's very important for you to understand and implement that in your corporate world, right? I know this all you would eventually take time, but your internship would eventually be next year. By this time it would have almost finished, right? It starts in the month of April, May, and eventually June gets over, right? So you don't have a lot of time, because by the time you go for internships, you need to give your best so that it converts into a PPO. So you have to make sure wherever you are getting your internships, you need to give your best effort so that you get in fact, yesterday, so I take care of the internship program here in EY. We eventually make sure whoever is giving their, and people, I'll tell you, there are organizations who are who work differently, but some of the organizations like EY, I would tell you, managers come to us and tell, hey, eventually this candidate was really good, we want to hire them, even though we were not even thinking of hiring the individual. So there's a lot of scope for you guys to really put in, and it should be consistent effort, right? It should not be that, okay, I am giving but I'm not getting the results, but you have to be very consistent, and you have to have clarity about your growth, right? And this, you need to be very professional in your approach. That's very important. One of the intern we met, some or the other reason he was not selected, and he was not very happy. He was not trying to take it as it is, right? And he was not very happy. He said, I gave the best, but maybe you are not the best for us. For you also to understand, the road or the journey would not end there. You will have more opportunities coming your way, so you don't need to give up, right? Wherever, if that things do not turns out to be for you, yeah. But what I can tell you, the most important thing which has helped me individually in my life, in my journey, is network. So all of you should build or work on your network. In fact, because you never know where the world would take you. Few of the students from this college, when I was teaching, they were the students, and I didn't realize the next organization where I went, they joined my team itself. So it was very fortunate and that's how the world can be. You never know how someone can come across your life. So it's very important for you to work on your network, build, and then eventually grow. In fact, I think the morning session, some lady was there from Fujitsu. I met her. One of her colleague was ex Tata Technologies, and I was there. So we built a connection from there. So that's how you guys would eventually build your network and your connection, and then eventually it would turn up into different opportunities for yourself. Yeah. Okay. So with that, I'll end the session. Thank you so much. We'll take a pause, and because I have another 10 minutes for me, before you, what time you guys go for lunch? 1:30, right? So we have enough time. So, okay, I was thinking I am breaking your lunch time. So, we'll take a pause for few questions before I finish off with one more session about how do you increase your network. Yeah. So I can take 4-5 questions, and questions could be not related to today's topic. It could be very generic. Anything which you feel you want to ask.
Jain sir.
Yeah.
My name is Jay Kumar Loya. Sir, after listening to your experience and your life journey, I had a question about people skill. For example, if there are two people in one company and they are both in line for promotion, obviously one of them who is in better terms with the superior will have an advantage. So I'm not asking about the office politics or communication. What I'm asking to like, how do I connect with people in the level where I can have that kind of advantage in my people's.
While working in a corporate?
Yes, sir. Or like in general as well.
General as well. So see, if you want to, and this is with your peers.
Yes, sir. Peers and colleagues and all.
So all will be a part of peer group only. Sit down, sit down. So what you need to look into is not what they know. You need to be confident about what you know and what you can do, right? Because you cannot be best at what others are. You can be best at what you have, right? Or what you are. So you will have to sharpen those skills, right? Understand what is your good part. Are you good into presentation? Are you good into numbers? Are you good into data? Are you good into communication skill? Or what is that you are good into? Or you are good into buttering. So understand your part, and then that you have to sharp, so that you are able to be better than the others or your peers, whoever it is. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah.
Jai Hind sir, I am Kirtana. May I please know that one lesson from the corporate world that college usually do not teach?
There are many. So, but okay. So one such lesson could be, I mean, the college does not teach you how to. I don't know if your college teaches that. How can I still tell you? But if I feel the college would not teach you how to eventually work in your or what exactly, how do you handle those situations which you have a deadline with, or in the corporate world. But if you take small example from this, and a learning from college life also is about your college presentations, right? If you have college final submissions and all, and if you are able to suddenly there is a deadline there, how have you been able to translate those similar experience you can take for yourself for your corporate life also? That will eventually absolutely, those are two different terms and world. Here you can still have some excuses, there you will have no scope of excuse. You have to end up giving some or the other solutions there, while here you can still buy time. One good part is, if you are able to if you are very truthful there also, you are able to say that this was the eventual reason for which you are not able to do, but you have given efforts to reach there, and what all you have done, this is something extra time you need. By that time, if you are able to complete that, it's well and good, but you cannot skip from that. Yeah. Yeah.
Jain sir, my name is Javardhan Singh, and many times one put all their efforts into achieving their goals, but they still fail. My question to you is, how do an individual overcome that feeling, and can you please share one of your experience about failing?
Yeah, very good. Sit down. So in fact, I was telling to someone just right now itself that it's not that the you will be able to perform well. What if you are not? Because the other intern who I was giving example of, he was not able to. You have to take that on your face and work hard on your overcoming. Coming to an example, I'll give you a real example. So again for mine. So when I was so a lot of everybody. So you have to learn from your failures. Okay, what I could learn was, but you have to be very bold to take those important steps. So when I was working with HCL, I was in Pune, and of course it was my second job. So I was not very, I was still very young in my career. Just I think 3 years experience, not real. So I was still very early, I could say. So in some of the important meetings, those days it was not Teams or online Zoom and all. These all invention happened in the recent world, right? Those days it was not there. You have to every day you have to be in office. You have to reach there. Meetings also used to happen face to face. There was no online world existing. I mean, it was still there, but meetings never used to happen online. So in few of the meetings I reached late. In one of the event, I was again late because I was not well. I was having fever, and somebody has to fly down from Chennai to come there and all. So the situation came where my performance was not really good. So they gave me an option whether I move to Chennai or I leave the job. So I took that bold decision to move to Chennai, and eventually when I moved to Chennai, I was the top performer, while I was in Pune here, I was one of the worst performers. So I took that important decision to move there, and from there the career trajectory changed, and the way I used to look things, and because I was very serious, because there I didn't had lot of distraction, I was very focused on my work, and eventually I made sure I do everything right. I was right. In front of my office, I took the house so that I am never late. With one call itself, I'll cross the road and reach office. So I made sure I'm doing all the things right. And while those things would not prevail right now, but one important lesson or learning from this, what you could take is that you should be ready to take bold decisions or difficult decision, and you should not shy away from it. Have I think no, I am in my comfort zone in Pune. I don't want to go to Chennai. It's so hot. I don't know the language. I'll search another job in Pune itself. I want to survive here. I can't survive in down south in Chennai. The food, the weather, the people, the culture. I don't know anything. How would I do? And literally the first month was very bad. And that year, even cyclone was there, 2015. So which hit Chennai also. So that year was very difficult to survive even in Chennai. And yeah, so that was one of the learnings. So if you are able to pass on those difficult times, you will never face. Then I never felt that okay, what would happen eventually even if you lose a job. You will be able to build things from scratch, right? So you have to have that confidence for yourself. So that was one example I could talk about. Yeah. I'll take his question.
Jain sir. Sir, throughout your speech, there was a point you emphasized a lot on case competitions, and that is what would lead to the internships. Now, about the thing about case competitions is everyone wants to win it, So I feel like you obviously have done a lot of case comps and hackathons. So what is the trajectory to ace every one of it in the right direction?
One of the important thing which is very common is case study competitions. I was in SIMBI or NMIMS a judge for case competitions. I can tell you one thing which we used to see, the presentation slides should not be more than 3. Okay, one is the problem statement, next is the case study solution, and third could be the inference or results what they are trying to show. Okay, or any rest appendix, so you can take as many as, but 3 slide was the majority thing which was given compulsion. So you need to make sure you are able to give the solution in 1 slide itself, talk about, and you should be very precise when you talk. There should not be lot of here and there. There should always, whenever you give a solution or answer, it should have a story that this was the problem, that is why you picked this problem statement, you wanted to learn this thing, that's why you tried solving this problem. Now how did you approach to this problem was, this is the way you took it, these are the efforts you 3 or 2, whatever the group size is, whatever each individual did, and how did you came to this conclusion, and what all where have you tried and tested that, and what results it has got. So if you follow those approach.
Sir, another question leading to that, like what are the best research ways or sources which I can use so as to provide content to my case competitions?
Surveys.
Okay.
Right. You can do survey from the people around. I mean, it depends upon the product, right? Yes. If you can do in your college, within your network, in your groups and all, or you can take also help from some journals or research papers, or there is some article which is published, right, or some data which is available. So there are secondary and primary data. So you have to understand what are the sources available for primary and secondary, and based on that, primary, of course, it is ready-made material which is available online on some journal or some research paper. Secondary is from the survey which you would collect.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Jai Hind, sir. My name is Aritra. So, sir, actually, I come from the SCM background. So, I want to. Chain. Yes, sir. So, I want to pivot my career into operations, more into manufacturing operations. Yes,
similar,
sir.
Na?
So, what kind of opportunities does EY offer for such roles?
We have supply chain. So, we have supply chain tech and supply chain operations. So, you can go into either of these. But supply chain and operations are very similar is what I feel, right? Even the frameworks, fishbone analysis or whatever you will learn in your college, those all 5S, Six Sigma, lean engineering, or the Kanban systems, or for any in process engineering for those functions, inventory management, all are part of operations and are a subgroup. So supply chain is a subgroup of operations, right? It's one part of that. So eventually in bigger umbrella you will have lot of opportunities in operations, while supply chain is very framework oriented, that okay, you are very focused on the supply chain of this operations or the organizations, while operations could have lot of backend and other work also. So that way operations is very vast term or role, but I would say that you can stick to supply chain itself because it's very growth oriented role.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Jain sir, my name is Akshat, and my question to you is that how can I retain the connections that I have made through networking?
It will be retained. It will not get lost.
No, sir.
You can
like through LinkedIn that I have made the connections, and how can I make them feel that?
So you can. So you will have to regularly keep posting a content or some niche area or something, whatever you want to write about your college life, your journey, whatever learnings. Like for you can always write about your learnings in the college. That today there was a session about so and so. You learned about these things. So your audience can always get connected to you. You can always write about something new which you are looking out. Any case competitions you participated, anything you saw, what was the learning, 3 key important facts, 5 important learnings from there. That way if you are writing, you will always be able to keep your network engaged, and they will always be able to see your post and all, and they will be engaged.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think the last question.
Jain sir, my name is Ash Tiwari, and my question to you is, while choosing internship, we should have diversity or stereotype after the first year of MBA in a respective domain.
So you will have to go back and understand the first question which I put: why am I here? What is my plan? Like somebody knows SAP SD, somebody is going into supply chain, so they're very focused. So you should know which area you are really looking out for. You cannot think that I am in sales, I am doing an internship in HR. I mean, the best example could be you would look for an internship in sales.
Got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, and I wish all of you all the best for your future. Thank you so much.